you're safe, you're protected. Create a relationship with them, talk to them, ask them for support. The good ones, like, be specific, intentional about it. Don't be talking to things that aren't good, and don't give into fear. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you may have noticed that they're talking about a lot of unidentified things lately. And then recently in New Jersey, they're saying that there's a lot of drones. And before the drone thing started happening, I was seeing different stuff than normal. So I do have a video here from my backyard, and usually in my backyard, the stuff is above the tree line. Well, one of the times that I saw things out there was below the tree line, and there's like red lights, and they're not consistent, you know what I mean? They're like, sometimes there's a lot of them, and sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller, but it's all underneath the tree line. And I noticed that probably like 5 days before the whole thing started happening in New Jersey. So I'm going to show you guys that, and I'm also going to show you guys some of the other stuff that I've seen out there. And there's a woman that I saw on TikTok last night that has the same thing that I have, where it was like, I go outside all the time and I talk to them and they respond. I swear to God, they're like telepathic, they're interactive. I've told people this. She's like, I live in the mountains, I'm always outside on my porch, and that's what I do. And so I believe her. I believe what she's saying, because like, I don't have 1,000 drones out here, but I do have the ones that are interactive out here. Plus this new red thing, which I don't know if that's drone activity or not. But she says, like, you can interact with the ones that are like orbs, and then there's other things out there that are just like out there. And she felt that they were like trying to cause a distraction, or basically like, oh, like, this is what I feel like. She thinks that maybe the drones are out there to examine the other things, but the other things have been here forever. Maybe they're picking up in speed. I feel like there's something totally off with all of it too, though, because like, our military people are always like quick to shoot down anything or do something. If they don't really know what it is, like, they're not going to just leave it up there unless they really don't want war here. But something's off about it. And then there was a guy I watched last night, and what he was saying was like, Trump hasn't said a goddamn thing. And then today Trump said something, but like, he didn't for a while. And it's like all over where his stuff is. Like, it's over his golf course, it's over his house, it's over like where he works. So you would think that he would be like, what the hell is going on? What are these? So that guy was thinking maybe it has something to do with Musk and Trump, like setting them up for a reason, or knowing why they're there. Because if they didn't know why they were there, they would probably have said something about it before today, because today is literally the day that I saw some sort of remark from Trump saying what that guy was saying he hadn't said about, like, shoot them down. So I don't know, I feel like the drone things don't feel alien. However, there's people who are like, anybody who gets close to them, their stuff in their car stops working, or like they have like technical glitches. Somebody with a pacemaker had stuff happening. So I don't know, I feel like that could be reversed engineering done by our people that are causing that stuff. But I haven't interacted with the drones, so I don't know. I can't tell you if they are our people or not. My gut feels like they're not, but we'll see. So this is out my back window down in the kitchen. You can see the tree line, and the red is underneath the tree line, and it's at different spots underneath the tree line. Above the tree line is that green thing flashing. I'm not sure what that thing is. I think that happens from my phone sometimes, but above the tree line you can see like there's like normal activity. This is normal activity in my backyard. Stuff will sit out there for fucking a long ass time, and then it will basically come closer. And I have said, and I've seen other people saying, that the drones are also doing this, where it's like, it's just a thing out there, and then it like transforms into like a plane or a car or one of those drones. I've seen that happen, where it's like, it's an orb and then it turns into something else. This, I believe, is Venus. I had gone to the back window, or like my sliding glass doors, to look out, and I could see a big bright thing out there, so I zoomed into it. Pretty sure that's Venus, but interesting how Venus is looking when you zoom into it. Doesn't always do that. And that was something I had seen from that other woman not too long ago who was out in her yard, looking at this stuff. So back over to the other side, This is again where the tree line is. That's that green thing above the tree line. You can see it's just still out there, still out there, still out there. And like the other woman I watched last night talking about the ones in her backyard, she said the same thing. Like, they'll be out there. They're just out there. And it's like some go really quickly and some go really slowly. And it's like the planes need to move at a certain speed. These other things that I see don't. They can sit out there for a very, very long time. But the planes always go at a pretty consistent speed. Like, that shouldn't still be sitting there all that time later. I had gone to the other door, I had looked at Venus, and like, I've edited this video down in length. So this is a lot longer video than what you're seeing. And again, you're seeing underneath the tree line, the red. And it's inconsistent. It's not always in the same spot. It's not always at the same, like, light. I'm zoomed out at this point, again, underneath the tree line, zooming in, zooming out. You can see the red lights are under the tree line. I've never had that happen before, so I stayed there for a while to look at it. But I have edited this down a little bit in between the red spots just to show you that there's some red shit going on under there, because I was trying to figure out, what is it? Why is that under the tree line? I've walked out over there before. There's nothing over there. It's like all bog trees. And then even on the other side of that is like ponds and things and houses. So there shouldn't be that happening out there. I've never seen it before. I haven't seen it since, but I haven't really been watching consistently. Last night I went out and I saw 2 shooting stars within like 2 minutes. But yeah, that is out there underneath the tree line. And it is inconsistent in the amount of times that it is blinking. But as you can see, that green thing is still up there. So we know that that's not a fucking plane, but it's definitely not a star. It's not a planet, because I had my little planet app. That's how I know what Venus was, because I used my planet app to show me where is what. But as you can see, as I zoom in there, it's under the tree line, and it just is a little red dot. But it's like moving around. It's not in the same spot every time. And it's not to the same degree. Like, it's bigger and smaller, bigger and smaller. Definitely unique from what I'm used to in the backyard. And I think right around here, yeah, it's like now it's up a little bit higher, then lower. And I did at one point see like planes come in, or like another red, like you see, like there's 2 out there. There's like one above and one below. And there's some that go fast and there's some that go slow. Like right now I'm really zoomed into the tree line, and that's why you can see. But you see, again, it's moving in all different directions. It's not all in one localized spot. And it's like, sometimes it's really bright, sometimes it's just a little tiny dot. Now that one is above the tree line. That one is like an actual plane, but the other one is still down below. And you can see the one above, it came out of nowhere. It just starts flashing red, but it's like it picked up right where that other one was. But you can see it's consistently moving at a speed that's like consistent with a plane. And we still get the green guy over here. Green guy's still over here, still hanging out. Definitely not a fucking plane. And definitely not normal. Not a star, not a plane, just hanging out there. And then that thing down below there, still there as the other one leaves. But it's weird that that other one wasn't really showing itself until it got to that area. And you just see there was another one to the right of it too. There's definitely something strange below the tree line that I'm not used to having out here. And this was like, again, a few days before all the other ones started showing up. And New Jersey's not that far from us. People have been saying they're seeing them in different areas like Maryland, New York, New Jersey. I don't know. I've been seeing these things for years. I don't know if people just started finally seeing them or looking up these types of things, the orbs and the things that are unique, that are not your everyday craft in the sky. So in this video, this guy has a laser that he's shooting up into the sky, and you can see them interact with the laser. And it kind of reminded me of the things, I actually took that video of the red stuff, forgot about it, then saw this guy's video, and it reminded me of it.
See that, Coach Q? They are all over the fucking place. What the fuck? Am I seeing shit?
And the next video is from the woman that's in New Jersey that was saying the same type of stuff that I said. She's like, I'm always out there. They seem to communicate.
So I figured out what is happening in the skies of New Jersey, and just hear me out. I live in the mountains of New Jersey. I am extremely spiritual, so I spend all of my time, all of my free time. If I'm not here working, you find me on my deck, either stargazing, sun gazing. I feed the birds, the squirrels, the chipmunks. I sit with my dogs with some music. I'm like a hermit if I'm not working. And I spend for years all of my time, my free time, on my deck. I'm also a psychic medium. Like I said, I'm very spiritual. I'm an energy healer, so I'm into all of this. There are two separate things happening in the skies of New Jersey. Two different things. And I have video I will share at the end of footage that I took. There are the drones that look like drones. They blink. The ones I see, they're shaped differently than a plane. The videos don't do it justice. They're shaped almost like with different points, like rounded, and they blink red and white, and they're different than a plane. I have planes go by as well. A plane flies by at the same speed, and it seems like there's effort there. I don't know how to explain that. The drones go different speeds. They hover, or then they go fast. They circle around. They're not in a steady path like a plane would be. It seems like they float almost, or glide more effortlessly. Now, then there is something else happening. It looks like almost like an orb or a star that moves and blinks. It is not a drone. It is definitely a different thing completely. These are all over the sky. They come in and then they'll just disappear. And then they'll reappear. And then they'll blink. And I swear they're interactive. Like telepathically, you can ask them to blink or not blink. And they move across the sky. And then a new one will appear. Or there'll be a bunch of them. And these are not drones. These look nothing like the drones. These are again, like moving, blinking stars or orbs. I think the drones are here to A, distract us from those, and B, to observe those. I think the drones were thrown all in the sky so that we're fixated and they can say, oh, these are drones, to distract us from whatever these blinking orb stars are that move all over the sky. There's a website I will share. It's of Island State Park in Seaside, New Jersey. It's a live 24/7 video. If you go on tonight, like around 7, and put it on and just watch the skies, you'll see what I mean. You see the blinking, moving stars that appear and disappear, or orbs. They seem to be interactive with you if you talk with them in your mind. Then there's the drones. It's two different things.
Where'd you go? I just saw it hovering above my neighbor's house. Oh, there it is. It disappeared and then look, it disappears and then it comes back. Will you blink again for me, please? Oh, look. Thank you. I'm telling you, they're interactive. Will you blink for me? Where'd you go? Will you come back? Please. There it is again. Like leaves and comes back and oh, there it is again. Can you, oh, thank you. Can you blink? Can we play a blinking game? Okay. Can you blink twice? Oh, can you blink every time I go to say it? You blink. Let's see. Will you blink 3 times for yes?
Hey friends, it's Friday the 13th, so let's do a UFO drone update. I wish this one was a happier one, but unfortunately it's not. And I hate to even do this, but there's a lot of things that have come out today that all point to the same thing. And I think it's worth mentioning. And at the end, I'll leave you with a positive note. So, what is happening? Okay, we have these drones, they're increasing. The government is coming out saying there's nothing to see here, but just today, the governor of Maryland came out and said, hey, all night last night I sat out in my backyard and I saw drone after drone, car size, van size of these drones circling. What are they doing? So the local sheriffs, the state, all sorts of people are getting angry and saying, hey, y'all know something, why aren't you telling us? Well, here is why possibly these are ours and they're not saying anything. Now, there are agencies within our government, parts of our government that other parts don't know about. There's very secret agencies that have access to technologies that other people don't, possibly from exotic reverse engineered craft, okay? So they could have things at their disposal that wouldn't make sense to us, that we would see as alien or UFOs. Now, if they were to deploy these out into the public, it has to be for a very dire reason. They wouldn't just do this. They would do it at night so people couldn't get a good look at them. They would do it in a way to where they could maintain anonymity, right? Giving them FAA approved lights and that kind of stuff. And then they would come out and they would say, nothing to see here, but you're not in any danger. Well, how can they tell us that these things don't pose a risk to us or a danger if they also are telling us they don't know what they are? Well, these agencies that outrank everybody would just simply say, hey, these are ours. We're looking for something. Don't shoot us. Don't do anything. And you can't say anything. Just play dumb. And that's what our politicians have to do. They have to play dumb. So what could it be? Well, new information's coming out that is suggesting, this is all hypothetical, but that there was some sort of a weapon, a big one, that was smuggled into our country somehow through a port or maybe a submarine or something like that, and that these are looking for it. They have like nuclear sniffing technology and they can search out things. And that's why they're low and slow. That's why you're seeing them right over rooftops and tree lines. They're searching. They're using their equipment. They're probably AI-based, AI-powered, and these things are systematically looking for something. And that's why they don't want to tell anyone what they are, because then it outs this technology, because people don't know, like everyone's looking at this saying, we don't know what this technology is. That's why they're thinking it must be some adversary. So like, we don't have this technology. Well, I think we do. I think that's why these are all in America and UK, our ally, and why they are looking in specific areas systematically. They're looking for something. So the reports are, these are all reports, all hypotheticals, okay? The reports are that they are looking for a container of some sort or something like that that might have a weapon in it before the bad guys do something bad with the weapon, okay? There's other reports, there's all sorts of stuff saying there's 2 different factions in the government. One wants to do it, one doesn't, yada, yada, yada. I don't know, so many rumors. I'm not gonna get into all that. But the reason I felt it, appropriate to even say this much is because there's a few other things that correlate this. Like, there's a group called the Farsight Group. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they do pretty good remote viewing work, and they remote viewed December, and they were trying to see specifically if there's any sort of event that happens in December and January domestically. And almost everyone in the group saw a prominent explosion of some sort, okay? So that's significant because there was multiple people that saw similar things. And then you had Chris Bledsoe, who had a prophetic vision from the lady years ago, and he talked about it, that there was some sort of a device that was delivered via submarine on the East Coast. So that was something that he said, which, at the time, people were like, probably not, that doesn't seem reasonable. But now look at what's going on, okay? And then you have like the whole, Cliff High 39 days to melee thing, which basically don't worry about the 39 days specifically, but put in the month of December some sort of an aerial skirmish, some sort of a thing between our, jets and helicopters and stuff and something else, some other craft. Well, what are we seeing? We're seeing these craft that we can't explain, an unidentified flying object. Okay, he nailed it with this. It's crazy. We're watching it happen. Okay, so are these UFOs? Well, they could be our stuff that is reverse engineered from UFOs. I mean, we know that these programs exist, so we always wondered, what are they doing with these programs? They've had 70 years to reverse engineer this stuff. What have they done? I think we're seeing it. They're only rolling it out because they have to. Unfortunately, that's the bad news. So where does the good news come in? I hate doing videos like this. Well, there's a lot of reports that in addition to this, there's other things in the sky, orbs. Okay, anytime I see the orbs are good. Okay, I've had experiences with these guys. They're cherub angel spirits. They are here to oversee. Okay, I don't know how much ability they have to prevent us from being idiots and doing stupid things, but I think that they do, because they show up at a lot of disaster sites and catastrophes and cataclysms, and they're always around war zones and that kind of stuff, and it makes you think they're probably doing something. They're working. They might not be able to prevent everything, but I think they're preventing some of it. And then there's the Galactic Federation. Whether you believe in that or not, more and more information is coming out that there is a group of ET type beings that we might be trying to level up our consciousness to get to the point where we can join, that serve as sort of a governing council of space, and that they can intervene, but only if they're invited in, because they cannot impede on our free will. So the good news I'll leave you with is possibly, I know people pray, and I'm not saying not to pray, but you might even consciously reach out and say, we're asking for assistance. We're needing help here. This is a situation, we could use your help, and we would allow your help, and we would invite your help. So that's something I'm going to do, and I would recommend, if you want to, you can do too, and see if we invite in the Galactic Federation, if that is a thing, that maybe they can use their powers and their abilities to help intervene here, because we might need it. Anyways, that's what I think. Let me know what you think. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
So this is in my backyard the other night, or in my driveway the other night. I was in the car. You can see there's lights that are up there that aren't consistent. There's one of the orb thingies right there, and as I zoom in, we can see that there's going to be some other stuff that kind of pops in and out. It's weird. It's like nothing's there, then it's there, right there at the top, a little tiny light. And then as I zoom out a little bit, there was like two lights right there that flashed. And then over here to the right top, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that appears. And I had just been looking for shooting stars because I had saw two in a row, right? This is like 3 o'clock in the morning. You see that one just appeared again, disappears. And then again in the top right corner, up here, there's like boop, boop, boop. But they're not always there. And then over here in the right top, you're going to start seeing more stuff popping in. It is like out of my sight too. Like I didn't get to see those things until I was watching back the recording. It's weird. It makes me feel like sometimes there's stuff that's there that you don't even know is there. Like that whole thing. If you're not looking, things aren't there. If you are looking, it's like they appear. It's weird, like quantum type of stuff. But you can see there's like all these little dots up there that I couldn't see with my eyes, which is something else that they were saying with like stuff recently, like when we had the aurora borealis. People couldn't see it with their eyes, but they could see it with the phone. So it's like, okay, what is going on out here? And the next clip is
I was on something called the UAP Task Force. There was no indicator of any alien life from what I saw. What I did see was a lot of prep for something that could be used as a tool for manipulation. Look at the way something might move from 50,000 feet to 5 feet. Yes, the propulsion system would be unknown to us, but there's also certain second, third order effects that aren't there, like when a jet goes past Mach 1, you get a sonic boom. Well, there's none of these other types of things that are collateral, so if it were real, it seems to be more of a projection of some type than an actual physical craft.
Have you ever heard of Project Bluebeam? A way to weaponize mass hysteria to get everybody on one page.
Okay.
The goal of Project Bluebeam would to be project things into the sky. Aliens are real, everybody. This is what we got to do. And everybody goes, holy shit, they're real. I'm seeing it. But they're just projections. They're not even physically there.
I've not heard of that project, but the modus operandi is out of the playbook for sure.
So in closing, I believe that the orbs are real. I believe that a lot of these other things that are out there are man-made, and that there are also projections of things out there that are not real whatsoever. Your best bet is to create a connection with the real orbs that communicate telepathically, that interact with you. You build a relationship with them and ask them, because you have free will, to help you and support you. Okay, that's what I would do. That's what I always do. I've asked them before, if shit hits the fan, are you guys going to help me? They let me know yes. So do that so that you don't have to worry. And if you see some weird ass shit, like, they're not here. If they wanted to they would have long ago. How long have we been seeing all of this type of stuff going on, right? And now all of a sudden they're like amping up all these things, giving us information that, they're under the water and blah, blah, blah. I feel like there's a lot of lies, there's some truth, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't be difficult if there was an advanced race that could come here and start a war. They wouldn't even do that. They just blow us up. They just take us out. 1 minute, second, gone. Nothing. You wouldn't even know about it because it would have evaporated you. So if they're going to do their shit because they want a one world government, let's not freak out. Let's just ask for the help to make that not be the case. Okay? But yeah, you are safe, you are protected. Create a relationship with them, talk to them, ask them for support. The good ones, like, be specific, intentional about it. Don't be talking to things that aren't good, and don't give into fear. Even in the Bible, it will tell you, do not fear.